Hello and welcome. I'm Susie. This is my channel, Bonsai Druid. I finally got all my trees outside today. It was warm enough for everybody to be outside, including all my tropicals. Part of my video didn't get recorded this morning, so I'm going back over these in the afternoon. But just wanted to show my new bonsai bench on the end there, and filling in with a lot of the tropicals here on the old stairs. So this one is my black currant. It's growing really well. It'll probably get chopped back before you know it because it's very vigorous. And then here I just have a few of my succulents finally out and about, so they grow like crazy once they get outside. This is a burrow tail. I don't remember what these are called, but they're real pretty. This is, I think, pink blush or rose blush aloe. It's kind of neat looking. Needs to be repotted. And then here we have my corkscrew hazel doing its thing. Still has some catkins on it left over. Right here. And behind it is the ever-bearing mulberry, which is already making the beginnings of some mulberries. This is another kind of cactus I don't remember the name of. It has actually like a bluish tinge to it when you back off of it. Kind of like the color of a Dusty Miller. And then my jasmine, Arabian jasmine. It'll be blooming on and off for the rest of the summer. It just gets a big regular pot. I don't try to bonsai this tree anymore. So now when you look back this way, it looks kind of nice on the stairs. And over here we had my blueberry, clump style blueberry. Looking really good. Still has some flowers on it. Little tiny, almost bell-shaped flowers. My wild elm. Not sure what kind of elm this is, but it's been growing all on its own for quite a long time now. It's older than it looks with its little small self. But it spawned all of these right here. My elm grove. This is just here to keep the peace. This is a piece of labradorite. It looks really cool when the light hits it the right way. One of a cutting from my green Isle banyan. So it's got a short trunk here and then it splits off. Just doing some growing. I have a few of those. My Jaboticaba. Very happy to be outside finally. And I did some messing around with it. I've always struggled with the structure of this tree and whether I should cut off one of these large limbs. And instead, I delayed, cut off some other limbs to let these smaller ones grow more in proportion for some taper. But up in the top, I actually banded the tree to bring two of these in closer, and I think it's had a good effect on the shape of the tree, and I'm a lot happier with it now, even though I still don't know where the front would be. Up here you can kind of see that there's a connection going from this one to the one behind it, and this area back here would probably be more the back of the tree. So that's more of the structure of it at the moment. This branch comes straight out at me, but it's not time for me to be trimming on it. But I do like the structure a little more, so for now it's going to keep all three of those trunks. We'll move on. Here I have one of the two staghorn sumacs, looking good. I pruned the tips out of the tops of both of these branches to help get some lower buds opening up. Here's my South African fig, finally doing better. I can see it's got some tiny figs growing in there. I should probably have picked those. I didn't even see those 2 days ago. Huh. And then here's another couple of cutoffs from my green Isle banyan, which I'll be showing you. You can see these have some pretty cute little trunks going on here to start. That one there. This one here. Another one here. It's very full. But there's some trunk going on, some branches and trunk going on in there. This right here is what's left of my orange jasmine. It's still recovering from a chop. We'll see how it goes. My Fuji cherry, Kojo no Mai, doing its thing. Lovely green leaves, feeding this tree. Keeping a lot on it so that I can build up this really skinny little trunk down here. And here we have a cutoff. Actually, this was from a root, an aerial root. That's why it's so straight from here to here. That came off of this tree's lower branch. I think it was this one. And now it made this one. So it's got a ways to go, but I'm just, as an experiment, that was interesting. My new little smoke tree, Velvetini. It's a dwarf purple smoke. I have lots of branches to choose from and directions to go with. So this will be interesting in another while. And then up here I have the other, oh, I already showed you that sumac. So down here I have my forest, my redwood forest. It's pushing out some growth. That's all I can expect of it. It'll be a slow recovery for this guy, I think. A larger cutoff of my green Isle banyan. It's got a nice thick trunk, 2 thick branches, some huge leaves, and a third branch that's grown out from down below. So I have to investigate this one and probably move it out of this pot to make it easier to see. And then my river birch, which are looking very lovely. I like the orange bark they have right now, and the kind of orange tinge to these little green leaves. I've never kept this before. It was a freebie from Arbor Day of last year. So now we're gonna progress to the other bench. Give you a little slow-mo ride down here and then up the steps. So I think it looks a lot better than it did when it was just old aquarium stands and road signs. So this is another section of new bench on some steel tables with a covering under there to help protect it from water, and then the stair tread boards on top of it. They're 12-inch boards, I want to say three deep, so 36 inches. Gives me a nice top for all of the pre-bonsai that are kind of large, and also a couple of decoratives. This right here is the green Isle banyan that those other plants came from. You can see where the cut paste is, where I have removed some large pieces. Another one right here. So this tree is in like a redesign, as old as it is. It's in a redesign stage. A little geranium I just got for Mother's Day. A wild elm, linden, American elm, going all the way back down here. I'm really hoping that I'm going to keep this as a trunk and possibly cut this off here. But I want to make sure that I can utilize the rest of this branch as cuttings or something. And then this one here is the one I plan to use as a vase. shaped elm, American elm. And I may cut it off somewhere in this range. It's pretty tall. But not yet. Some Portulacaria afra, PA, that finally made it out of the studio. So I expect this thing will go crazy with some new growth. It's also being rebuilt from an old trunk. This was a cutoff from it that's really long that I need to cut into smaller segments. This thing is called a Dorsthenia. Just a succulent that I had gotten from Ted's. Pretty interesting. A woody type of succulent. Another little cutoff of the Green Isle. I have several. Back in here's a newer Stewardia that I bought. I'm a glutton for punishment with these Stewardias. So we'll see how well this one does. It's much smaller than my other Stewardia. Here I have the hazelnut tree, the clump that my friend gave me. It's looking fantastic. In a shallow basket with just pumice, and I'll give it like a year of recovery and then see how it goes. An oak. I think this is an oak for my friend Jerry's. This is an oak for my friend Jerry, except it's an English oak from an acorn. This is another oak from my friend Jerry. And that one back there is two. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of the 5 alive. Oh no, there was 6. There's another one. Then this one right here is the one from my front yard driveway. I kept it in the shade the last couple days. It just got cloudy and a little rainy, so I brought it out here for that. If it starts getting sunny, I'm going to put it back inside for another few days. And then this over here is the Stewardia. Finally outside. Looking dismal. Probably cursing me. But it does have some buds that look like they may try to open up. I don't think any of these other leaves are going to be salvaged. Another little Portulacaria afra. Kind of laying down on the ground here. It's got a really low profile. Just wanted to see what would happen with it. And last, not least, my poor pomegranate. Not a bud or a leaf to be seen. Apparently the cut I did and the dormancy, even though they didn't happen at the same time, I just don't know. But some of these stalks do have a green tint to them, so I'm hoping they're not dead. And it is still flexible and not just snapping. So hopefully it will rejuvenate. This is called an Aeonium. I got it at Ted's. It's the Blushing Beauty is the variety. A branching tree-like bush to 2 feet. It makes these big rosettes. So it's just a youngster. Really neat looking though. This is a straw flower. I think it's an annual, but it's got a really cool leaves and real papery feeling. It just brings some color to this table. So that's my second bonsai bench, mainly for the bigger stuff and stuff that's in development. And St. Francis will keep a watch over that until I move him to the pond. So thanks for hanging out with me for this short video. Just wanted to show off that I actually accomplished some new bonsai benches and finally got all the trees outside. I'm sure they're happy. See you next time.